Wow, they wasted no time. Luciel's first two jobs are now both available, only 2 weeks after Luciel's initial release. One at a time though, so this video will cover the entirety of Royal Guard. So, let's take a look. Each of the two first jobs focuses on either Lu or Ciel. Royal Guard is heavily Ciel focused, meaning that all the combos are added to his combo set and not to Lu's. The skill set is also heavily focused on Ciel, giving him multiple skills that utilize not only his gun blades, but even heavier artillery. There's really very little story behind this job change, but essentially Ciel has overcome his human limitations and gone full demon to help Lu take back her throne as Queen of the Demons. Yes, this makes Ciel officially a butler. Oh, the irony. So, let's take a look and see what Ciel has to offer in the Royal Guard class. This job quest is ridiculously easy. After a brief field quest, you need only complete 7 dungeons to finish both the base Demon Power quest and the subsequent Royal Guard quest. 7 might sound a tad daunting, but you need not repeat any of the quest steps, and they go as low level as Shadow Forest, which really speeds things up. Overall, not a bad job change at all. There's oddly not a lot to cover here. Ciel's new costume looks decent, I guess. He looks like a butler, which was the intention, but other than that, he doesn't look much different at all. He basically looks like the same old Ciel with his fancy evening wear on. Though I will say, the gun he carries on his back is just freaking incredible. Where do I get one? Cross Gatling and Cannon. This move can be started either from Ciel's quadruple X combo or from his triple Z X combo, making it incredibly versatile. Its mechanic is simple though. It adds something like seed shelling onto the end, allowing you to either rapid fire shots or charge up a blast and knock enemies away with. Dash, Gatling, and Cannon. This move is done when dashing and executing either triple X or ZXX, then adding onto the combo in the same way as the first. Again, this allows you to either rapid fire or charge a single blast shot. Air Gatling. This move lets Ciel jump high into the air and fire repeated Gatling gunshots down into the poor innocent victims below. You can burn as much as 50 MP worth of shots doing this. I personally found the Z version of Dash Gatling incredibly hard to pull off, though I'm thinking this is just something you get used to with time. It's still a very useful combo if you're able to pull it off reliably. All 3 combos are essential to getting the most out of Ciel. In fact, they're all so essential that I can't really suggest using one over another. Whether you're standing, running, or jumping, you have access to Ciel's full arsenal, and that's greatly versatile for any Royal Guard player. The fact that 2 of them also let you choose between charging a railgun shot or rapid firing like a madman is also awesome, as it lets you adjust to numerous situations and play based on your own style. Soul Collector passive. This passive first helps Ciel with the damage and range of his bullets, while also allowing him to gather souls. These souls stack up and can amplify certain types of skills, which we'll talk about later. Call to Arms passive. This is a pretty simple passive, effectively allowing you to reduce knockdown rate by up to 20%, and also giving Lu a get-up maneuver that does not knock down surrounding mobs. Communication Restoration passive. This passive allows either Lu or Ciel, whoever is inactive, to gain MP with an increased recovery rate, while there is also a small but noticeable increase to the duo's combination skills damage. Level 25 Special Active. Soul Extortion, which costs 100 MP. This move lets you pull souls from your victims and also pull them slightly towards you. The damage isn't great, but it helps you collect souls, and if you're already full on souls, you recover MP instead. Level 30 Special Active. Demonic Breath, or Fantasy Impromptu First Movement, both for 200 MP. Demonic Breath is a very simple move that fires a demonic cloud forward, dealing numerous hits over a very large area. You can also increase the effectiveness of the skill by repeatedly tapping the skill key. Fantasy Impromptu lets you fire a continuous stream of bullets from your guns, while also allowing you to walk forward or backward. Both are chain skills, meaning that if you have the corresponding level 40 skill, you can activate that by pressing the same skill key at the end of the skill. Level 35 Active. Trigger Soul Surge, or Trigger Soul Eruption, both for 40 MP. Soul Surge creates an area of effect around you and does mediocre damage to surrounding opponents while also draining their mana. Soul Eruption instead lets either Lu or Ciel actually fire evil spirits forward. Both of these skills are more effective based on the number of souls you've collected through Royal Guard's soul system. Level 35 Special Active, Death Sentence of Marbus for 50 MP. This move essentially makes Ciel a turret. It lets you use mana to fire repeated sniper shots by tapping Z, or charge up a full railgun shot by holding X. While this move is incredible, just keep in mind that it can suck up way way more than its initial 50 MP cost. Level 40 Special Active, Eschaton, or Fantasy Impromptu Second Movement, both of which are combination gauge skills. Eschaton charges up and fires a huge wave of energy forward which does a lot of damage in repeated strikes. The only caveat here is that the wave loses potency as it gets further away. Fantasy Impromptu instead is just like going haywire on your opponents, firing your guns in every direction you can possibly conceive. The damage of each shot isn't very high, but there's a lot of shots. Two of the more important skills here are Soul Extortion and Death Sentence of Marvis. You can get souls through combos, but Soul Extortion really helps this process, so it's a huge bonus. Death Sentence of Marvis is just hands down an incredible move that I really can't recommend enough. As for the trigger skills themselves, neither particularly sticks out to me, but Soul Eruption is more of a damaging skill while Soul Surge carries a debuff against enemies, so they both have their own purposes. Personally though, I didn't find the two Fantasy Impromptu skills worth taking. Even though they're quite flashy, their alternatives are more effective in most situations. What's more, they're both locked, so, at least to me, this is a clear decision. Plus, keep in mind that Demonic Breath and Eschaton are paired, as well as the two Fantasy Impromptu movements. Don't mix the pairs. And lastly, as with most first jobs, get every passive you can. Especially important is Soul Collector, with which you use Ciel's Soul Collection ability. And don't worry, I'll cover how that works coming up. And for those in PvP, Call to Arms is essential for reducing your knockdown rate. Royal Guard's playstyle continues on from Ciel's initial playstyle of being fast and having good control even at a distance. This is augmented greatly by his combos having the ability to charge and rapid fire over great distances, and Death Sentence of Marvis is this times a cajillion, allowing you to unleash hell from a significant distance away. Honestly, I feel like Royal Guard's soul system is completely unnecessary. Sure, it makes the two trigger skills somewhat better, but why is it necessary to introduce a whole new system for that? Luciel already has the switching system, they certainly didn't need another. Anyway, I honestly feel like of the two advancements, this is the more versatile one. There are a darn lot of ways in which you can execute Ciel's turret-like combos, and the fact that you can actually choose between rapid fire and charging shots really helps him adapt to multiple scenarios in both PvE and PvP. Really the only downside of Royal Guard is that, compared to many other classes, he's quite overpowered. But as long as you don't mind being a show stealer, I think you'll find that his playstyle is quite well-rounded and fun to play. At this point, anyone who watched the Luciel base editorial is probably wondering how badly I'm going to tear Ciel to shreds in this review. Well, here's what I have to say about him. Nothing. I think this advancement for Ciel generally does not rip off any other characters or even trample over them. I mean, sure, I wish Deadly Chaser had some of the distance that Ciel's skills do, but maybe that's just me being an ultra Deadly Chaser fanboy. Though there are some similarities, most notably with Chung, I really do think this class does a good job of making Ciel unique enough to be considered his own character. At least with regards to everything that isn't his base skill and combo set. So, if you like Ciel, or want to see more guns blazing awesomeness, then go ahead and pick up your Royal Guard today. Now with all that said, don't you worry your pretty little heads, Kiliarch's review will be out soon enough. It wouldn't really be fair to neglect Blue now, would it? But in the meantime, feel free to check out some of the other editorials or Let's Plays on the screen. Until next time guys, I'll see you later.